Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another review of Crash Course in Romance. Yo, this episode was crazy good. I mean, talk about truths being revealed. Most of them, if not all of them, we already knew, but just seeing our characters so vulnerable because of what happened to HaeYi. I thought episode 13 was dark. They did fit little comedic moments, but for this one, dark, but no comedic moments. There was no room for that. It was all about the assistant, what happened to HaeYi, and how these events affected our characters. And wow, it was just so good. So let's not beat around the bush. Let's get to it. So first, we knew what happened to HaeYi in the last episode. She got hit by a car. But what we didn't know was she was kidnapped beforehand. The assistant kidnapped her. She was able to escape, and that led her to getting hit by a car. Then the assistant takes her phone, sent a text to Hengsun to make it look like she committed suicide. Now she's in the hospital and she's in a coma. And we're seeing her family and friends affected by what happened to HaeYi and just seeing them so vulnerable, especially Sunjae. Seeing him looking at his phone, looking through all of the texts that HaeYi sent him, and he barely responded back. He was avoiding her. Him asking his mom, do you wish that HaeYi didn't wake up? Are you happy? Hey, let's tell the truth about the whole cheating thing, which he eventually did, and we're definitely going to see more of that in the next episode. And he was about to commit suicide, and thank God that Gonu was there to stop him. Sunjae pretty much lashed out at his mom, and he wasn't the only one. Sua did the same thing after overhearing her mom gossiping about HaeYi attempting to commit suicide, and she shouted, "It could have been me," after she threw a glass cup at her mom. Yeah, that part was a little bit too much because she got a cut there. And speaking of moms, HaeYi's mom came back from Japan. She came back. Didn't really help the storyline, to be honest, but once HaeYi wakes up, it'll be one. Now, with the news on HaeYi attempting to commit suicide, Hengsun found this situation odd, because out of everyone who knows HaeYi, Hengsun knows her better than anybody else. And also, she found some brownish orange marking on her wrist, so she knows something was up. After Cheol and Donggi had a fight and made up, he followed his assistant to his house after the police told him that the culprit had a callus on his index finger and noticed blood on his assistant's files, which relates to HaeYi's marking on her wrist. This is where we know that Cheol is going to find out who his assistant really is. We know who he is, they even showed it in this episode, but I want to see Cheol's reaction to it. And looking at his reaction at the last scene of this episode, does he recognize that house? Is it the same house that he lived before with his sister and his mom? I'm not sure, but please let me know in the comments. So the assistant's identity revealed. We already knew this, but I might as well recap it. So it started with the assistant not delaying the math camp. Yes, it is a big event, but right now, Hengsun and her family are more important to Cheol than his career. Then the assistant had to say two things. What's so great about her? And it's not like her kid died or anything. After he said that, I'm like, bruh, you f***ed up. So he got fired, shocker, and went home furious and revealed the journal that was written by Suyeon about Cheol being the only adult that she can trust. And he thought the same way until he was abandoned. And then we got a flashback, and yes, he is the brother. He was there when Suyeon committed suicide, and after her death, the mom became very obsessive about his studies to the point where if he slept while studying, she would lock him outside on the balcony. And if he slept on the balcony, she would get angry and tell him, well, you slept on the balcony, now if you're awake, go study. So it looked like he really did kill his mom, but was pleaded not guilty because the judge saw it as a mother really affected by the death of her daughter. And then 3 years later, this is where Songhyun changed his identity to Donggi. This was a great episode. It was great to see the identity of the assistant being revealed, even though we already knew. But I think the question that was still up in the air on if the son really did kill his mom, he really did, and it was definitely out of anger, and he got away with it. And plus, Chio is going to find out who his assistant really is. I mean, for one thing, he is involved with what happened to HaeYi. So, I think it's going to be more than just talk. I think there's going to be a rumble going on. Speaking of HaeYi's incident, it was just... wow. Just... if there's a word for... to see our characters so vulnerable because of what happened to HaeYi, especially Sonje, because he's in a position where he was avoiding HaeYi, ignoring her calls, her texts, and then to find out that she got into an incident, and he's in the position where he's like, I should have been there, I should have seen her, I should have talked to her, and to the point where he almost committed suicide. It was, jeez. Oh wow, almost forgot about Suwa. So yeah, she has angerment issues. You know, she's really stressed with studying in college. And with her hearing on what happened to HaeYi, it was definitely a realization on this could have happened to her if this continues. And for her mom to call a therapist was definitely a good call. You know, she's actually helping her daughter outside of her education. You know, she's actually focusing on her well-being. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the episode and my review. Is there anything I might have missed? Please leave in the comments below. Other than that, if you like this video, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. See ya.